It is with great pleasure to welcome a great artist, Matea. Nice to meet you, and thank you very much for all this hospitality.
It's my pleasure, and it's very relaxing, to be honest, to do it at home.
You're living between Cyprus and Croatia. What are your impressions of the island?
Of Cyprus?
Yeah.
Well, I fell in love with it as soon as I came here.
Yeah. You describe yourself as a love immigrant.
No, because it's true. I mean, I did come here for love, but then eventually I also built my life here, and I have to say I'm really enjoying it. Especially the winter time. I know Cypriots complain about the cold.
Yeah.
But there's so much sun. You can go for a walk on the beach. The food is delicious. My mother, it's also a very safe place to raise your children. Lots of good schools. So yeah, I'm enjoying my life here. But I try to travel to Croatia because my family is there. And of course I miss them a lot. I have little nephews and 2 brothers. So I'm trying to be here and to be there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I do my best.
And we have a great Cypriot food.
Yes, the food here is amazing. The first
Your favorite?
No, in Cyprus.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, this is not going to be very cool and academic. Louganico, halloumi, zivania, which is similar to what we drink in the Balkans. And I love the Kypriako metrio coffee with a karidaki. That's my favorite and the only sweet, because I don't like.
You're a authentic Cypriot girl.
My husband tells me that I'm a true Kyprea.
You are Kyprea. Tell me about your love immigrant, your husband, about this love story.
Yeah.
To take from Croatia here in Cyprus.
Well, I noticed because I met many women here who also call themselves a love immigrant. And I thought, wow, Cypriot men really have something to pull all these women.
When you meet your husband?
We met in Croatia.
Okay.
And after a few months of intense traveling, because he also travels a lot for work. So we were just meeting everywhere in Europe. I moved to Cyprus with my dog and my piano.
Only with the dog and piano?
Yeah, what more do you need? I mean, you get clothes and stuff. We're in Europe, it's not that.
It was a difficult decision.
Back then, not at all. No, because when you're in love, you're stupid. You don't think about anything. You know, you're just like, wow. Now, when I think practically, yeah, of course, I miss my family sometimes. I miss my language. But back then, my God, I didn't think for 1 second. Honestly, no, it was just like a, how do you call it? A wave. You know the feeling when you're in love. You're just. You don't eat, you don't sleep, everything is just love.
I'm not in love now, but I want
to. You know the feeling.
Yes.
Come on, I'm sure you've had that.
How did your journey in music begin?
Very early. I started with 6 years old with a violin, which I hated. I hated it. The music school wanted me to play violin and I wanted the piano. So for 4 years, I wasted everyone's time because I would cut the strings and then pretend I couldn't practice. And then after 4 years, I moved to piano and I got to a very, very good teacher in Croatia who basically caught me as a talent. And I owe her a lot because it wasn't my plan to be honest, it was never my dream to become a musician. It was just one of my hobbies.
Was there a defining moment?
When I started traveling with concerts. Then, because I fell in love with, you meet this incredible people that you listen on recordings, you know, you travel to other countries. I grew up in Croatia, which is not a very cosmopolitan place. And
it's a wonderful country.
It's a wonderful country, but you know, it's quite closed.
Your first steps in the music industry, you remember?
I do. I mean, it's a little bit different than other businesses because you start this as a kid. So already in elementary school you go for competitions. Maybe the first big thing for me was when I played as a soloist with the Philharmonics in Zagreb, and it was, my God, I felt like a Hollywood star. I was 16, 17 years old. And it was an amazing opportunity to have, you know, the whole orchestra behind you, and you were there. I didn't sleep for 1 week, how nervous I was, but it was a really great performance, and this kind of launched everything else. Then I moved to Austria, lived in Vienna, which was like a center of classical music and a dream for business, and eventually Ella, I ended up on the island.
So remember your biggest moment in the music industry?
Different things. Some things were very big for me personally, some things were very big for the audience. For me, going to Israel the first time, 2010, it was a beautiful festival in the south with superstars that I've admired since I was a child. The cellist Misha Maisky and his whole family, rehearsing with this, you know, people from all over the world. It was really special. Sweden was very special. For the audience, I think, and this is funny how powerful television is, or back then was. So I am Croatian, and I spent my whole childhood there and played, I don't know, 100 concerts in Croatia. And I was performing at Christmas Gala in a big theater, and it was on TV on Christmas Eve. And this 5-minute performance, it was just 5 minutes. I mean, I've played for, you know, proper concerts with orchestra. This 5 minutes on TV, people were calling not just my mother, my yaya, to say how proud they were, how spectacular this. So I was laughing how differently an artist sees what's important and what the audience likes.
In your personal life?
My biggest moment?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, becoming a mother. Yeah, the biggest change on every level of human being is becoming a mom. Of course, meeting my husband as well, because without him it wouldn't exist. But falling in love didn't really change me. It just made my life more beautiful because I found a partner. But becoming a mother, there are no words to describe how megalo on every possible level a woman changes. For me, it was a good change.
Απαναγία μου. Άκουσα. Ξέρεις κάποιες κυπριακές λέξεις, Cypriot words or Greek words?
I know some Greek, but unfortunately not good enough to really express myself properly in a conversation. I know a few Greek songs. I'm a big fan of Greek music.
Your favorite artist?
I mean, you're gonna laugh because it's not like classical music and serious. I love Remos. I don't know what it is about his singing and his music, but really it just gets to me. I think Anavishi is spectacular. And
our diva, biggest star, Anavishi.
But a proper diva. She's really, I mean, I didn't know how old she is, for example. I was shocked when people told me, because it's not the looks only, it's the energy. It's like energy of life. It's really amazing, yeah. I hope I have that energy later in life as well.
And your favorite song?
A Greek song?
Yeah.
Έσπασε η νύχτα 2 κομμάτια. From Remos.
Έσπασε η νύχτα 2 κομμάτια.
I love it, and my husband is laughing at me, and my friends are laughing, because every time I hear it, it's been years, every time I hear it, I'm the first one to go on, you know, party mode.
Have you included sexism or professional rivalry in your career?
Oh, of course, yeah. Oh. Of course. It's I mean, first it's a competitive business. So I was trained as a soloist.
Okay.
So pianists who are soloists, it's a very lonely business. So it's not the healthiest education always, because you start competing very soon, and sometimes it's not very, how do you call it, in sports you have this, you know, good sport spirit. So let's say I lose, I'm still gonna come and say, ah, bravo, because you won. In music, very often you get this very ugly competition, ego clash, even teachers are fighting which student is gonna win. So this, I've seen a lot of people talking bad about you because they're jealous of your success. But to be honest, I think this is in every industry. When you get to a point of success, there's always somebody who is not going to be happy that you are there. Just with time and age, I learned to completely ignore that. So something that would really stress me out when I was 16 years old, and I would hear somebody talking like really rude things about me. And I thought, why would you say that? You don't even know me. Or, you know, it's a different thing if you like or don't like the music I play. If you don't like it, you don't go for my concert. But why would you have a need to speak so? I don't understand this in general when you look at comments on the internet.
From composing musical stories during the COVID era to returning to live performance.
Oh yeah, that was an interesting change because I had my first performance when my son was 9 months old. So I count it as a new life. So I called that my first performance, because when I was pregnant, I was full of energy, and I was just creating projects and concert projects and new music, and I came up with a well-being concept because I was just thinking of, you know, when there's a new little life coming, you're starting to think about mental health, physical health. You just want beauty around you, and you want people where you can also have conversations about good things and positivity, because the world is very stressful and anxious, and it really makes a difference if you're going to talk about problems for 6 hours and you come home feeling dead, or you will have something really nice in your day that gives you energy so you can do your work, so you can raise your children, because everybody has some stress. I don't think it's possible not to have any stress. We can learn how to have a better life, how to have a better day. Sometimes it's a small change. It doesn't have to be dramatic. If you spend a lot of time in the car, for example, in traffic, I mean, it's stressful, it's not good energy, but maybe you can find music you like, or take that time to, you know, have a nice conversation with someone over the phone that you don't have time to do with, or audiobooks or podcasts. You have so many cool podcasts today. I got a funny present for a family. I bought it's like a big punching bag, a really tall one, like human size. We're gonna test it out later.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll show you how it works. Yeah.
It's box time.
Yeah, because I think the physical is very, very important in. I see with myself when I get tired or a little bit worried or a little bit anxious. If I'm not exercising, physically doing something, I feel worse. And sometimes I need to push myself to do the training, or to punch the bag, or to go for like a, you know, brisk walk. And every time I feel better after that. It's just difficult to do this first step to like, ade. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, mental health advice for everyone. Get this thing somewhere in your house, in your garden, in your balcony, at the offices. It would help many, many work relationships as well. And number one is for love. Only love. When your wife or your husband stress you out, to say politely, that's when you resort to boom. I'm a pianist.
Yeah.
I love to play piano. I love to tell stories. That's why I have musical stories.
Musical stories.
And piano is my tool, where I come from classical music, and I'm educated in classical music, but I love all styles of music, because what I think is important is to transfer emotion. So in my concerts, I often combine classical music with modern film music, Netflix themes. There are so many examples where it's actually connected, like a Succession theme was actually Beethoven's sonata. And people don't know this thing, so when you show them this cool HBO Netflix music is actually classical, then they see the classical music differently as well, because classical music is often described as this, you know, very academic, very boring, very serious. It's really not true. So I'm trying to change this perspective, and I'm really happy to get feedback from the audience, how much they love it also to hear a story. For example, Mozart and his beautiful Requiem that he wrote. There is a beautiful, beautiful part of it called Lacrimosa. I play it very often in a piano arrangement, and I always tell the story. He wrote only 4 bars, just the beginning, like a first sentence, and he died. So he was writing it sick in bed. So he didn't know he was writing Requiem for himself, and then his student finished it many years later, and we're listening to this beautiful piece with this sadness inside of it, because it was real. The man was literally sick in bed trying to write his music. Or that Bach was father to, can you imagine how many kids he had?
No.
Take a guess.
4.
None?
No.
4? 21. Imagine being a father to 21.
Incredible.
Okay. Imagine how much music you need to produce to feed all those children.
Yeah.
Because music always had a boss. It was a king or it was a church. So they would order music, or there was a new, I don't know, something big happening in the castle, and they would say, Ella, we need you to write this piece for this event, or for this or for that.
So a woman, a mother,
No.
an artist.
No.
What else?
A wife, a friend, a sister.
More difficult?
Most difficult one. Well, most challenging is probably the motherhood, because you put importance on that. You know, if my job goes wrong, I'll survive. If, God forbid, my child goes wrong, it's a difficult thing. So maybe the biggest responsibility is on that one. But at the same time, it's also the biggest beauty. So.
Your big dream?
Okay, personal I will not tell you, but I'll tell you a professional. Professional, my dream is to have my own concert hall. Yeah, so I can do
In Cyprus?
things. Why not?
What are your 2025 plans and aspirations?
So for this year, I want this year to be the beginning of my musical stories events in Cyprus, because last year I've spent a lot of time in Croatia and I've done many concerts there, and the feedback I got from people was just beautiful. So I want to do the same thing in Cyprus. I started with a beautiful invite in Curium in September last year, then Rialto Theatre in December. It was organized by Celebrity Gala. It's a beautiful organization, and I really felt great as an artist, honestly, like properly well organized and beautifully done. They put 1,000 candles on stage. It was really magical. I had a guest from France, my friend who's a violinist and a brilliant musician, and 2 beautiful kids from Cyprus who were a surprise to come at the end to play Christmas carols, because they were really talented, and for little kids it's a big deal to come on a big stage. And because my concerts are a bit more relaxed and different, we really had a great time, and I was very happy to. It's beautiful when you can give a chance to young talent, because now I feel like I'm in a different, you know, I'm not competing anymore. I'm really happy with what I do, and I love to give chances to others. I love to invite great musicians to collaborate. So I want to do more of these events. In Limassol, next to Limassol, the location will be the beautiful amphitheater, the Curium. And for Nicosia, we're still looking for the ideal place, because there are some nice theaters here as well. But I'm still trying to discover, is there maybe an option to do something outdoor?
Είσαι Κυπραία και χαιρόμαστε πολύ γι' αυτό.
Well, of course I feel home. I mean, I got married here. I gave birth to our boy here. So when people ask me, because our life is a little bit unusual with all the traveling, but when they ask me like, where do you feel home? I'm like, I really do have 2 homes. Cyprus is my home and Croatia is my home. My family is still there. But I'm really enjoying the life here.
For the end, your life motto you have?
Oh, I got many, but if I could choose one thing, let me rephrase it in English. It's something like, not every day is a good day, but you can find something good in every day. Yeah,
like
this
motto.
one. This one, it's very simple. It's very easy to actually use it in your life. You know, to remember when you have a really bad
positive.
day. When you have a really, really bad day, and that's okay, it's a really bad day, but maybe in that bad day, I'm sure there was like one little nice thing that happened. I started doing that with this beautiful 5-minute journal. It was my first sponsor for musical stories, where they ask you to just write 3 things in the morning and 3 things in the evening. So you need 1 minute. It's like a mental hygiene. So 3 things that you're grateful for. It can be a small thing like my coffee today was perfect, or I found a parking spot in front of the office with, you know, if you notice these things, suddenly you notice that there's always something good happening, always.
Okay. Εγώ δεν σκέφτομαι έτσι. You're a very positive girl.
Well, why not? I mean, life is a gift. I'm trying to be positive, and I want to be a mama who's also showing a child like, hey, life is beautiful, problems are normal, stress is normal, but there are ways to deal with that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You are very beautiful and you are έξω καρδιά. Το λέμε και στην Ελλάδα.
What is that?
Έξω καρδιά.
What is that?
Κράτα το. Οι τηλεθεατές ξέρουνε.
Help, translate. Help.
You are... Βοήθεια και το συνεργείο, το έξω καρδιά.
Καρδιά, the heart. I'm heartful.
Yeah, you're heartful.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.